US Treasuries pay 4.5% interest. Gold pays 0. So why did central banks just dump treasuries and buy more gold than any time in 30 years? Everyone says this makes no sense. But I'm going to show you the math that central banks are using that your finance teacher never taught you. And at the end, I want your opinion in the comments. First, the facts. Gold just overtook US Treasuries as the biggest reserve asset in the world. First time since 1996. Central banks now hold $4 trillion in gold, more than the 3.9 trillion in American debt. 3 years in a row, they bought over 1,000 tons of gold. That's double the 10-year average. This isn't speculation. This is the people who print money choosing gold over dollars. So here's the question that breaks most people's brains. Why reject 4.5% annual returns for an asset that pays nothing? Here's the math they're doing. February 2022. The US froze $300 billion of Russian reserves. Overnight. Gone. Now think like a central banker. If there's even a 10% chance your reserves get frozen, you lose half your money. 10% chance of 50% loss? That's a 5% expected loss per year, which is more than the 4.5% treasury yield. Suddenly, zero-yield gold that can't be frozen looks pretty smart. And then last week happened. America didn't just freeze assets this time. They sent the military, removed a government, took control of 303 billion barrels of oil, the largest reserves on earth. Trump told all executives, and I quote, "We are going to divvy it up between Venezuela, America, and you." Now I'm not saying this is right or wrong, but if you're a central banker in Brazil, Saudi Arabia, Indonesia, what message do you receive? Your assets are safe, until Washington decides they're not. India saw this coming early. RBI pulled 214 tons of gold out of London, back to India. Now 65% of India's gold sits on Indian soil. Treasury holdings? Down 21% in 1 year. Gold holdings? UP to 880 tons, highest ever. External Affairs Minister Jaishankar said it perfectly. India's strategy is de-risking, not de-dollarization. Smart. Keep dollars for trade. Keep gold for insurance. But here's where it gets interesting, because there are two ways to see this. Side 1. This is the beginning of the end for the dollar. Gold wins. De-dollarization accelerates. Side 2. The dollar still dominates 57% of global reserves. SWIFT still runs on dollars. This is just noise. Central banks themselves are split. 73% expect dollar holdings to fall, but 95% expect gold reserves to rise. And here's the kicker, 0% plan to reduce their gold. Not one. So here's what I want to know from you. Are central banks being paranoid? Or are they seeing something we're not? Comment dollar if you think the dollar stays king. Comment gold if you think the shift is real. I share the results on my story. Follow so you don't miss it.